And joining us now with reaction to Holder's resignation is Jordan Sekula with the American Center for Law and Justice and Richard Kelsey, an assistant dean at George Mason University's School of Law. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
First of all, Jordan, Holder has been plagued with controversy from Fast and Furious to most recently the IRS targeting scandal. Why is he resigning now?
I think this comes down to politics and political reality. He's already the fourth longest serving attorney general in history. He's weathered a number of continued controversies, whether it was being held in contempt by the House with Fast and Furious, the IRS scandal, and the prosecutions of the 9/11 plotters. They tried to do in New York that ultimately were moved back to military tribunals. This is someone, though, was a staunch ally of President Obama. We call it the resignation of the Stonewaller in chief. That was kind of his role for President Obama. But it's political reality. We have midterm elections coming up in November. The president's popularity is dipping. And that means the Republicans may take control of the U.S. Senate, and they want to get a new attorney general confirmed before Republicans are potentially in control of that all-powerful Senate Judiciary Committee, which would have to confirm Attorney General nominee. And right now, under the current rules, Mark, you only need 51 votes. They changed that filibuster rule to get a new AG through.
Richard, you wrote in your initial reaction to the hearing of Holder's resignation that his resignation may, quote, result in some justice finally being brought to bear on a Justice Department that has been over-politicized under failed leadership. Elaborate on that.
Just because you're a political appointee does not mean that you should dispense justice in a fashion that plays to politics. That is the ultimate effort by this Attorney General. Remember, this Attorney General started his term by calling us a nation of cowards. He then went on, as pointed out, to be the only Attorney General who's been held in contempt. He has politicized that office in a way that has essentially put justice on the sidelines. And let's face it, we have three branches of government. What we need from these types of high-profile appointees is to dispense justice with some sense of blindness, which is how it's supposed to be. And instead, what this Attorney General has done is he's become a political arm and a political wing of the president, which is not what the AG is supposed to do. He's the chief law enforcement officer of the United States of America.
Richard, do you think he will be held accountable for any of the actions of his department?
I don't know that he'll be held accountable because we live, unfortunately, in a circumstance and a world where everyone is picking teams. You're either on the Republican team or the Democrat team. We used to actually, in a perfect world, and we used to do a lot more of it, we used to dispense justice based on the terms of justice. Now, everyone is picking teams, and as a result of that, it is very hard to hold people accountable when everything is considered to be just politics.
Jordan, if he is held accountable, what could take place?
Well, I mean, he's been held in contempt. A new attorney general could actually come in. There may be pressure there to actually have, movement by the district attorney in D.C. on that contempt. Remember, people like Lois Lerner, who have been held in contempt, and there really no action by the Department of Justice. That criminal investigation. Ultimately, will he likely face that? No. I mean, I think we can hold out hope. We can put a lot of pressure. We can hold the next nominee's feet to the fire, whoever he or she may be. But ultimately, at the end of the day, President Obama is doing this to get another ally into this very important role and a very now politicized office. So we had to stop cooperating. Very unprecedented when we represent 41 groups targeted by the IRS with the FBI, which falls under the Department of Justice. They were overseeing that investigation of the unconstitutional targeting of Tea Party groups. We stopped cooperating with them because it was clear they weren't even focusing on the key individuals in the targeting scandal and that they really couldn't be, trusted to have our clients with them. We shouldn't have to fear our Department of Justice as another political arm. Certainly you're a political appointee, but it shouldn't come into play whether they're a Republican or a Democrat.
And realistically, Jordan, will the politics ever stop?
I don't think so with this administration. We didn't see this in the past necessarily. I mean, usually attorney generals, they come from the political world, but they aren't necessarily someone who is taking all the heat for you. Eric Holder played this unique role where he took a lot of heat for the president, whether it was the scandals we're talking about, some of the more controversial moves, and he stayed by the president's side. I mean, it'll be close to 6 years if this confirmation will be likely. The hearings will happen after the November elections, but won't be affected by the November elections. So, yeah, I think in the future, we don't have to see the DOJ politicized this way. And honestly, I'm not sure it's someone from the right, a president from the right side of politics, would ever get away with having a DOJ this politicized.
Richard, what does Holder's replacement face?
Fortunately, Holder's replacement faces a lame duck presidency, where this replacement is essentially not going to have much power at all. Let's face it, Eric Holder is leaving because he sees that he is going to have virtually no ability to move his agenda. We're now moving to a wartime presidency. We are going to have a major change in the Congress as a result of the midterms. And as a result, Eric Holder might as well go back to drawing a larger salary than to stay around and not be able to move the president's agenda or frankly, move his own personal agenda. I think the replacement is nothing more than a placeholder until we have another national election for president.
Do either of you think we're going to see any changes in the Justice Department in these last years of the Obama administration? Jordan, you addressed this in part earlier, but can you expound first?
Yeah, they're not necessarily going to be someone that has the same kind of confidence with the president. So I would doubt that there was someone this close who the president was willing to rely on so many potential scandals that could impact and have impacted the administration. It appeared what happened is that instead of ever kind of pushing Eric Holder out because of the scandals, because it may have caused trouble for the administration, they let him really take those scandals on his own back. And so I don't think we're going to see Attorney General like that. It will be an ally. And certainly they're going to have as much power as this administration, is going to let them kind of have. And I think that that's what we've seen from this Department of Justice. And so are we expecting major changes? No. But I don't think this will be someone that has the same kind of confidence level with the president, which means a new U.S. Senate can certainly put a lot more pressure on them to act in ways that are less partisan.
Richard, what about you? Your thoughts?
Well, we definitely won't see any major action because, as pointed out, whoever is the replacement will not have the close personal relationship that Eric Holder had with the president. They won't have the confidence. And at the end of the day, the job of the replacement is to essentially not make waves, not draw any more negative publicity to this administration, and to try to ride out the storm, and in so doing, be able to say that they served for 2 years as the Attorney General of the United States.
Okay, Jordan Sekulow and Richard Kelsey, thanks again for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.